Okay. Oh, hey, food specialist, Charmaine Broughton, back on the show. Talking some like tips and tricks to help you kind of navigate through the kitchen like a pro. We were just talking in the break. I'm so fascinated with all this stuff that you know. Like, look at that ginger.
It's ginger for days.
Right, days and days and days and days. But like, I don't never need this much ginger.
Right. So the first little tip and trick when it comes to buying fresh ginger. Let's just say you're making a recipe for this Easter weekend coming up. And your recipe only calls for a tablespoon of fresh ginger. You're not committed to buying this whole piece. You can just go in and you can literally just break off this little knob, take it up to the cash, and it will be 11 cents or 13 cents or whatever. Yeah, so that's just something to keep in mind because of food waste and food costs. Food is so expensive these days. I'm trying to encourage people to buy what they, buy the amount they need appropriate for that recipe.
If people don't know ginger, why is ginger so good?
Well,
in recipes?
Well, it just adds a nice depth of heat and spice. It works really well with like a peanut sauce. I have a great, actually up on my website, I've got a great spring fling quinoa bowl that incorporates ginger into a peanut sauce, which is fabulous. And then I also just want to show a little trick about how to peel ginger. Okay, so
that's always a tough one too. Because where do you store it? Because I don't do this, and we buy a bunch of it, and I put it in the freezer. Then it's frozen, and then it's harder to get the skin off.
Well, you can put it in the freezer. So how I peel it is you flip it upside down, you get a spoon, and then you use the back of the spoon. Okay, so that's how when I teach cooking, that's how I teach people how to peel it. It comes off really easy, as you saw. And if you try to use a vegetable peeler or even a paring knife, one, if you use a paring knife, it will get stuck in the ginger. Two, if you try to use a vegetable peeler, it gets stuck too. Sorry, a paring knife, if you don't have good knife skills, you'll take off too much. But if you have a little bit left, you can put it in the freezer, but you want to make sure that when you're grating it frozen.
The whole thing frozen?
Yes, because if you take it out of the freezer and let it thaw, it turns into a wet cotton ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was the other question I had. Okay.
Ginger 101.
Ginger 101. Okay, where to next?
Now, I want to just show a really neat spring centerpiece coming, for the spring or Easter. I posted this on Instagram the other day. It's not my idea, but I saw it and I had such great feedback from it. I just wanted to share it with the viewers. Okay. Like, look at how neat this looks.
Are these? Can we eat these?
Yeah. They're edible.
Mini eggs. I have a real an addiction to.
You can eat so many of them. Okay. So you're going to take a smaller vase, like I have here, and then put it in a larger vase like this. I like to do it where the water's already in the smaller vase, and then you're going to pour these little eggs and fill up the vase. Oops. Okay.
Does it matter if the eggs get in it?
Well, they shouldn't, but just like that. You get
I can get rid of those eggs if you want.
They're watered down. And then you put in your tulips. There you go.
Easy peasy.
But how
what are we going to do with all these leftover eggs?
But how neat, how pretty, and I mean, to me, this will get the kids excited for Easter and or table decorating.
Okay, where to?
Okay, now let's just talk about citrus fruit and zest. So I figure if you are buying the citrus fruit anyhow, you might as well utilize the zest. The zest has so much amazing flavor, but you want to make sure that you're washing the citrus fruit really well before you zest it, again with this great tool here.
Okay.
So for instance, oranges, we've washed the orange, and I just incorporated some of the zest into my coconut rum blondie recipe that you can get from my cookbook. And it really just it just elevates the flavor of a lot of baking.
Like it's on top, but it's actually in the recipe too?
Yes, I put some of it in and then some of it on top as well. But I like to I have a great carrot and cashew soup, actually I've got it here, that I finish with orange zest as well. It just really brightens up any dish. And then lime and lemon zest you can use in pestos.
Pesto, yeah, for leftover stuff like that. But let's get to this, because we got just over a minute left.
Perfect. So just a little trick if you are maybe serving a soup this, or whenever, but maybe this Easter weekend. Let's say you want to plate it for your guests and you have 6 or 8 bowls out. What you're going to do is you're going to, and let's just say when you usually serve it, you get drips of soup everywhere, right? So what you're going to do, and I really hope it works on live TV. My fingers are crossed.
40 seconds
okay,
to do it.
So you lift up your soup, and you want to leave maybe, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch, like you don't want it overflowing.
Pressure's on.
You're going to tap the bottom of the ladle on the top of the soup, and then bring it over, and 99.9% of the time, it won't drip.
Because you get those couple of drips.
Yeah, so you dip the bottom of the ladle on the top of the soup, and in you go, and then you can garnish away.
Garnish in
Do we have
there.
one more little? Do we have time for one more tip?
I don't think we do.
No. Okay.
So 10 seconds. Where do people go to get your stuff?
CharmaineBroughton.com, and my next cooking class at Casual Gourmet is May 30. You can grab my cookbook there as well.
Yay, Charmaine, good stuff. Okay.